Hey Eagle fans, it's EaglefanKarl, and I just wanted to do a quick video giving my thoughts of the passing of Buddy Ryan today. Sad news, obviously. And Buddy Ryan was one of my favorite coaches of all time for the Eagles. No surprise there, given how much he was beloved by the fan base. When he came to the Eagles in 1986, I was 14 years old, so I was in high school. The Eagles had pretty much stunk through the early to mid 80s, and I had sort of, that early childhood I had when the Eagles were good under Dick Vermeil, that had gone away, and I had sort of lost I really wasn't rooting for the Eagles much because there really wasn't much to root for. And when Buddy came back, he really reignited my passion for the team. He understood the city more than anybody else, I think any other coach really has. Even though Andy Reid had more success with the Eagles, I think Buddy Ryan probably got the fabric of the city more and really connected on a level that I don't think any other coach has or probably ever will. The one thing that I loved about Buddy Ryan is he really believed in defense, and he made me love defense. The reason I love defense so much is from watching all those years of how good that defense that he built for us in the late 80s and even into the early 90s after he was gone. How good that defense was, and it was just a joy to watch. And I really enjoyed the way they got after the ball, they got after the quarterback, they created turnovers, and they made things happen. Even when the offense was struggling, you always knew there was a chance because our defense was that strong. So, like I said, he obviously got the city. There's two clips I want to show of some memories that really, when I think of Buddy Ryan, I really think of. And the first clip is really sort of indicative of the way he got the city. And ironically, both these clips I'm going to show are against the Cowboys. The first one is probably the one that's most well known, and it was the year of the strike. The Eagles had gotten crushed by the Cowboys during the replacement games when the Cowboys had played some of their starters. And the clip I'm going to show you now is the very end of the game that happened right after the strike had ended and the regular players were back. The Eagles are up 10 points, and they had just taken a knee on the prior two downs. So I think this is third down now that you're about to see. So enjoy this little clip.
Well, they were one of the few teams that had nobody cross the picket line. They built confidence and closeness during that period, and a victory here today over Dallas certainly will only improve that. Now Cunningham's going to throw it to Quick, and it is a flag down on the incompletion in the end zone. 2 seconds remain on the clock. Francis had the coverage for the Cowboys, and the Eagles will have the ball at the 1.
And the Eagles are, if you ask Buddy Ryan, did you try and rub it in? I don't think there'd be any question. Absolutely. He did not forget what happened 2 weeks ago when Tom Landry put Tony Dorsett and Danny White in the football game. Now, Tom's intentions may have been just to get his veterans some work. But Buddy Ryan obviously didn't feel that way. He said, to heck with it. Let's go after it. This is a little salt in the wound job.
What really irked Ryan that day was the first-team defense of those veterans, Randy White and Jones and Smirek, coming in with the Cowboys holding a commanding lead and time winding down.
If there wasn't bad blood before, there's going to be bad blood now.
Fires.
So that was obviously a very memorable game between the Eagles and Cowboys that Buddy Ryan was obviously in the middle of. There were a lot of others, including the Bounty Bowl game and things like that. But the other game that I really remember, from my formative years as an Eagles fan, was actually the second Eagles game I ever attended. It was an Eagles-Cowboys game in October of 1988. The Eagles, this is coming off the year after the incident just happened that you saw. And the Eagles, in that season, they had a little bit of promise coming into that year, but no one really knew what quite to expect. They had really played strong at the end of the last season after the strike, but they just weren't good enough to overcome the fact that they lost all of the replacement games and they missed the playoffs as a result. But most people thought the Eagles could have made the playoffs if it had been a full season in that 1987 year. So coming in 1988, it was really interesting to see what was going to happen. The Eagles sort of had gotten off to sort of a poor start, and this game against the Cowboys at home was really a pivotal one, I think, in turning that season around. This is the season they ended up winning the division and going and losing to Chicago in the Fog Bowl. But I think really this game turned it around. The Eagles were down 17-0 at the end of the first quarter. And this little clip from NFL Films is going to show you sort of the highlights of what happened in the remainder of that game.
You just know if things are going bad for you, if you can just hang in there and maybe, just play for 60 minutes, Randall might get hot and win the game.
By week 8, the slow-starting Eagles had carried the living on the edge theme to its extreme, trailing 20-0 at home against the Cowboys.
When you're in a pressure situation, you can either say, wow, this is too hard, or you're going to take that challenge.
Cunningham back, firing for the end zone. The fires, touchdown! Cunningham at the shotgun. The give goes inside, churning his way up the middle. Is Tony for a touchdown! Tony for a touchdown. They did it on the ground. It's 23-17. The Eagles are one touchdown back, and an extra point would give them a lead. This is the game right here. It's 4th and 5. The ball at the Cowboys 15. 26 seconds to go. The Eagles can win it or lose it right here. He fires, completes the pass, and being tackled down at the 1 is Garrity. The clock is ticking. Here we go. Randall. He puts it in the air. Touchdown! Tony! Touchdown! Tony! Cunningham to Tony with 4 seconds left. They're going crazy! They're going crazy here at the bench as Cunningham hits Tony.
So I was actually sitting in the end zone where that touchdown was scored, in like the I think it was like the 600 level, and I can remember that game still to this day, seeing that play happen, and the chaos in the stands that ensued. I remember, hugging guys that you didn't know, high-fiving people. No one, you didn't matter who it was. Everyone was an Eagles fan, and everybody was cheering and loving the fact that we had come back to beat the Cowboys. So that is the game where I really remembered thinking, "Wow, this is great," and I wanted to be at the games. And that was where I became a lifelong Eagles fan no matter what. I mean, I was an Eagles fan before that, but that game really cemented it for me in terms of being there and experiencing that. Really sort of cemented my love for the team and my love for going to the games and really being a part of what I think is a great fan base, and if, in my opinion, the best fan base in the NFL. So from that perspective, I've really enjoyed, and I have to, like I said, give a lot of that credit goes to Buddy Ryan and that team that he built, and how much of a joy it was to watch that team. And for that reason, I'm really sad that he's passed. But obviously, he had a great life, and he was a great football coach, and he was a defensive innovator. And from that perspective, it was fantastic to be able to see him at his height. So those are my thoughts on Buddy Ryan. You'll be missed. So R.I.P. Buddy. So Eagles fans, just so you know, I will be starting to make videos again as we get ready to head into the 2016 season. I had gotten a new computer, and the video webcam on it is just not very good, so I'm trying to get another one. Once I do that, I will start making some videos again as we get ready for the 2016 season. So be on the lookout for more videos coming. Probably sometime maybe the start of August. I'll start trying to check in as we get ready to start the season in what I think is going to be a real interesting year. I have no expectations for it, but I think it's still going to be real interesting anyway. So, as always, fly Eagles fly.